Okay, let's open Touch Designer. And first, let's define what the game we wanna build. We can start with the simplest one. Okay, ping pong game. Something like this. Does not matter which programming language you use. Usually at the beginning you will build something like this. So let's try to make it. So we open new project. So first part we save it. And let's again define what the game should to do. So we should to have some control for the game, like where our sensor is gonna be. We should have some settings for the game. We should have some game engine. Where it's gonna be basically I will calculate the score, the time, and what happened in the game. And we need to have our pretty much UI or whatever, and I think output. So settings, main game settings. I think it can be together with game engine. It's not much settings here, maybe just resolution. My game settings and logic game system. Control is sensors and user input. UI is what happened on the screen, and output is just prepare for output. Okay. So what kind of control we're gonna have here? Okay, let's go maybe in game engine and first make some sync. I will call it not. And for nodes I usually give some color like this, so I always can see them. Okay, so I will create a table because we will need to build the state machine. And for this I will build a table and I will call it states. ID state. Okay, 0 is standby. Not column. Add row. So 1 enter your name, to play game, and free results. So this is gonna be my state machine, and I will create one constant here. Even not constant, I can do it another way. So next part, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do my game engine. I'm gonna do customize parameters, and I will create the game settings. So now you see here, okay, and in game settings, okay, first one, I'll set up resolution, integer, add parameter, and from 0 to 920, from 0 to 920, and you found 1 to 80 by 720. So now you see here I have my resolution. And I will create another tab, game state, I will call it. And in game state, what I will call, I will add some current state. It's gonna be integer, one integer, and we see here we have 4 states. I will set up from 0 to 4. Okay, now I have different states here. And usually, to easily know what's the state here, I will create one more string. I will call it info. String. And this is gonna be just read only. Right. Okay, let's, okay, this one I don't need here. So info, and what we can do here, we can use parameter, resolution, current state, info, right? But for this I usually use the constant. I don't know, I like it more. So, and what I can do now, this is current state, I can apply it to the reference. So it works here, yeah. And for the channel name, what I can do, I can write pop states parent parameter current state plus 1 1, and I need to switch to this one, put it here and see parent unoptimized. So I think I need in here, I need this one. Okay, if I delete it, me parent parameter current state. Okay, just the reference like this, +1, and I can use operator states this one. Okay, so the name of this operator will be here. And yeah, let's clean info. I can just use name, bin test reference, and I just rename it info and read only. Okay, now I can everything happen there. I can change it with the Python, but okay, this is easy way we're gonna to do. Okay, it's first part, good. So next part, what we need to think here, we need to think what kind of operation our game need to do. So one of the operation, we need to have the next state. So I will call it next, and one of the game, let's say restart game. I think it's pretty much what we need to do now. Okay, editor, well, I can do here print next state, print restart game. Okay, and yeah, and this one I also usually like to put here, like open customize component, so game state, I will create two button polls, next and restart. I can do like this, selection, separate it again. Okay, we have few ways to call this function. So again, one more trick. So now for this extension, for the command, I can set up the global shortcut, and I will call it game engine. So now from any part of my program, I can find this operator just by game engine. I don't need to write like full path to it. Yeah, project one game engine, or like from output go out, find game engine. I can just use game engine, because before, for example, yeah, we use something, you can use something like this, engine and let's set up the current state. One. I can use like this. Okay, it's changed to 1. You see, if I move it here, I run it, it does not work, it's have error. But as I set up the global operator, I can just do something like this, game engine, it works. Does not matter where is it now, it works because I just find by this global, this is why it's called global operator shortcut. So I can just easily to find it by this global operator shortcut. And here I will create one parameter execute, and I will need to set up for this parameter execute basically game engine, because I'm gonna work with parameters this one, and for parameters I will set up all on pools, now work, and now inside of my parameter execute on pools I can get name equals par name, print name, open our terminal, and now you see, okay, when I press the button it's happened, good. Okay, I don't need print name. Now I can do if name equals this name, next, pass first. So pass it means it do not do anything. If name equals restart, pass. Why you use pass here? Okay, now we have very simple, but sometimes you can have more complex logic, so you just build this like logic, and after you can feel it, because now if I press it, okay, it's worked, nothing happened, but I do not have errors. And so now here in pass for next I can write op next run, open the terminal, next state. So now it's run this one when I press next one, and the same I do here, op restart run. It's also exists another way to do this. Usually we doing I mean you can do it with some extension, because you can write a class for basically this component and use it. We're not gonna go so deep now to this, so we just can use this simple system for now. Okay, restart next, restart next. So what restart, basically now we're just doing what restart should to do. All it should to do, operator, game engine, current state, 0. I need to add parameter here, and here is small. Okay, custom parameters always start from the big letter. Okay, this is label, but this is name of context. Custom parameters, it always have just one uppercase, the first one. Okay, here we see one small problem, because if I have multiple, it recognizes. Okay. And what to do for next? We need to get the current state. Current equals op game engine parameter current state. Current plus 1, and I can run it back again. Okay, it's worked, but you see here we have problem now. We need setup limit. Yeah. So here I just need to write. Okay, one more. Max state. It's gonna be this folder. Operator. States. Num rows. How many rows here? But we have 5 rows because one row we have this one. Yeah. So num rows -1. And now I can write here if current more than max state, what to do, current equals 0. It's also because we states from 0. Yeah, we need to make one more adjustment here. So basically here gonna be -2 because we need do not use first row and our states start from 0. Play game result standby. Enter, play game result standby. So now we have basic control for our game. Next things what we can to do for UI, we can create few like multiple containers. I can write state 0, state 1, state 2, and state 3. So basically each of these elements gonna be for our final result. Here usually I will use some select, and in select again I can write op operator game engine. But now I want to use not just parameters, I want to put all parameters here. So I dot operator again, and it was like current, and I need to change it to this one. No, yeah, here it's a little bit like this. So like this plus no, this is not string, this is session plus string project 1 game engine and current I need converted to the string. And label the state, it's called state, not current. Okay, now I have just one standby here, but I will have more things after here. At least like scores and time left, yeah, for example. Okay. And after I can use select here. I will put null here in case I need to do some pre-processing, and I will just write here again Python operator state plus operator null1 0, and I need convert to int because it's float by default. and this int I need to convert to the string again. Okay, you see now it's changed here. Okay, let's clean this for now. Just let's create some text for now, and inside of this text we can use this one for resolution. Font, let's say 60, and I will just for now it's called standby. I usually do like one final for output, and here in panel background I can write go inside and find final. And for this one also I will need to set up this one so to fit 2, 3, and I will just rename them standby, enter name, play game, result, select. I can use window here now, apply operator, open this window. Again I need to define the resolution here. Is the pay after for this select I need to don't wanna, it should be way here. Okay, I just will define here like this. Okay, standby, and when we have our game state, we have enter name, play game, result, back. And somehow Touch Designer crashed. This is interesting. And yeah, I did not save it. Okay, so this is pretty much first of our first class. I will rebuild this part to prepare for next one. So you learn how to build this simple basic game engine system, right? State system. And next state we're gonna do some add user control and how to trigger these different states.